Yeah, you already know what it is. Philly, the motherfucking General Reed Dollaz. You now tuned in to Philly Fame TV. Let's get it.
We're gonna take them back a little bit, Reed, man. Take them back to how, I mean, we gonna start in the beginning, how you got into music and all of that. And we're gonna get moving forward to the story. Like, but tell the people how you started doing music and stuff like that.
I was doing music like around 11, writing, you know what I'm saying? But I really wasn't taking it serious. Around 13 and shit, I hooked up with some people from New York. They believed in me, they came down and shit. They talked to my grandmama or whatever, and they started taking me up to New York. I was doing music, so I was back and forth. But then I went to placement, you know what I'm saying? And my man Outlaw and shit, we was up there. Outlaw knew me. That's before all the tour off of the street shit. Like, I was writing a million raps when we was in placement, you know what I mean? And I told niggas was like, yo, when you get home, when you go home, you better go crazy. Like, so when I came home from placement, that's really where it came about. I had tour off of the streets, I just had a million raps. You know what I'm saying? A million. So that's really where it started, you feel me?
Right. And at some point you had got down with Takedown. Know what I mean? So tell so tell people like how that situation came about.
You know, just being from Southwest 58, you know, East 10, you know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest guys in the city at that time, you know what I mean? Just seeing the Bentley's parked on my corner, shit like that, you know what I mean? Not Ace, Tim used to come pick me up. It's like when the CLKs came, I used to come pick me up from school, shit like that. So when the neighborhood was seeing that, but my grandma, she was like, nah, she knew the situation, you feel me? You know, them niggas got indicted and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Freedom, man, but my grandma was like, no, you know what I mean? She ain't let me out of that shit. Like, damn near 6 years later, that shit got indicted. Everybody went down, niggas got like life plus 55 and all that crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? My man Nino just coming home from that shit. He beat this shit on the pill, he did like 12 years for that shit. So, shit crazy, like, you know? Life be crazy, like, I'm around though, I've been around, you feel me?
And at some point in the mix of that, you started rapping, you did some of the Big Star DVDs, you know what I mean? And you end up being featured on BET, like the Battle John, what was it, Spring Bling or something like that?
Yeah, that was a Spring Bling. Then I did Freestyle Friday. I fucked up on Spring Bling. I took that one on the chin, but Freestyle Friday, I said nigga. So then I got disqualified. So, you know, I take my wins with my losses. You did?
Right. At some point, you at least linked up with Top Klass and Touch Money. Yeah. And we did an interview with Touch Money now, and I think he had mentioned that you ended up battling Kaboom.
Yeah.
So tell the people from your aspect how that came together and how you came to meet them and stuff like that.
That was my man Paco and shit. That was my old head Paco and shit. Paco was like, he from South Philly, you know what I mean? But he like always been in Southwest, like he is South Philly, Southwest nigga. And he was like one of the big OGs in the hood, you know what I mean? He used to have everybody battle rapping, like always an instigating ass nigga. Oh, I got 3 puppies. I got 3 pups in a kilo that'll bite you. And I went to this nigga crib, I start running through shit. Like, and back in them days, like, we was running through shit. Like, I was running through shit. So, that's how that came about. Paco, man. You know what I mean?
So then, how did you end up, you know, being an official member of the crew? Like, or how did that whole situation come together from your point of view? Like, with all of y'all being in one movement and all of that. You, OG, the whole squad.
Just being together, you know what I'm saying? Every day, like brothers, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was sleeping on the floor, head to toe, like, not going home and shit, dirty as shit, musky as shit in that joint, like, putting in work. It was just like a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? It was all young as shit. I mean, that's all we knew. Everybody's from different parts of the city with the same passion. It was just crazy. The energy was just something like it was just crazy. It was crazy. You know what I mean?
So then at some point you had dropped a song, a freestyle, or was it a song on the Ether beat?
Yeah.
And you had came at Chic Raw and Vodka.
Yeah.
So and I mean a lot of people was talking about that. That made a nice little, I mean, buzz in the city. So tell the people a little bit about I mean, that situation and all that.
Ever make me grab Cheek and hit him up proper? Semi-auto choppers, kidnap vodka. This is my 8th year, I'm going for the Oscar. Treat him like Oscar with blows like Hopkins.
We was just on go, you know what I mean, to sum it all up, you know what I'm saying? Anybody was a target, you know what I mean? It was pretty much, you know what I mean? And I fuck with Cheek, you know what I mean? We gotta join now. We need to do more music, actually. Him and H be working a lot, and I like that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with him, but back then it just was really no picks. We just wanted the top guys, you know what I'm saying? We wanted the top. And the reason why I went at Cheek is because I admired him. I fucked with him. Like, when that nigga was in the alley going crazy, you see the veins coming out that nigga neck. I said, oh, I gotta get him. Like, he about to take off. Like, and you know, that's just how it was back then. So, you know, that's just how that was. It wasn't no crazy story behind it. Like, it was just like, I was at it.
Right. And then the mix of that, like that was, I mean, you was dropping freestyles, but I mean, going back and forth. And at some point, y'all had this when the headshots versus Top Class and Touch Money thing kind of started kicking off. So tell the people how that had, cause you was like one of the major parts in that whole beef. So tell the people how it started from your point of view, cause you ended up going through it with Meek Mill and you ended up going through it with Jihad at the time. So tell people how that whole thing started for you.
I mean, well, Meek situation, I remember him coming through my church. That's when, like, Next Time shit was out. Like, he just randomly came through my church one day, like, you know what I'm saying? Who this? He like, Meek Mill. I remember he put that shit in the rhyme. So you talking about his Valentine's. I really said that to the nigga, though. You know me, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm in the crib. I'm like, who the fuck is you? I want to battle. I'm like, bro, cause you know we popping on other levels. I'm like, damn, and I knew he was coming for me. So I was like, you know what? I just tried to let it slide for a while, but my niggas was in my ear like, bro, like, you gotta say something, bro. I was on his ass. You know what I'm saying? It was just on, and then I put my focus on it. It was just on that way. You know what I mean? And you know, Hattie, he an instigator. He all in between the shit, so I'm right at you too.
Yeah, hey yo, I ain't with the bullshit. Joey better listen to me before I cock it and dump it. The Uzi bullets skipping through it. Heard they want the AAP ring. Fuck all that. Take off the dollars, call me SKS Reed. Riding with my niggas that be begging for homicide. Shooting shit up like we ride with the Taliban. I'm everybody's enemy. Reverse headshot. Now who this shit? I feed off everybody energy. I will not lose. Never ever crumble, dog. See me? Got something to say? Don't mumble, dog. Get me, never had. Slide through on your block, put something through that Riviera and Hattie.
You know, we was just at niggas, man. It really ain't no crazy story behind my shit. Like, we was just at niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? I was riding for what was ours, and we was just at niggas. Simple, like that's how we still is to this day. But that's not what we doing now. We doing music and shit, but we at you. Like, it ain't really too much to say. To this day, if a nigga get crazy, I'm 30 now. I'm at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm right the fuck at you, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck, like, but you know, it's all love, man. Philly shit, you dig it?
Right. So, as of recently, like within the last couple of weeks or something like that, if I ain't mistaken, Meek had actually posted one of the clips which you was when y'all was going through it and you was going at him and all of that. He had posted it on his Instagram. So what's your thoughts on that? Like when you seen him do that, what was your thoughts on that?
That was love. I'm saying nothing but love. What else could you say and shit? Like, that was love. You know what I mean? We out here.
Right.
You know, goonies, we never sit down. We gonna work. We gonna get to the bag. We out here though. But I salute that. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? You know, it's only been so long, man. Like, niggas gotta sit back and look at their history. Like, damn, you know? So, I salute that shit. It's 100.
Right. So, moving back to, after the Touch Money Top Class headshots beat, how did it end on your aspect? Because we did an interview with Bob, and Bob basically said that, as you and Hattie was going through it, Gil kind of intervened. And then that's how y'all end up doing the Three Kings thing, or y'all supposed to do a mixtape and they ain't come through. I ain't really too sure because it was a little minute ago. Like, speak on that, try to clarify that for me because I know it might be off a little bit.
That's pretty much accurate though. Like, we was going through it, you know what I mean? Gil came through, big homie this situation. You know, y'all niggas need to be true popping niggas in the city. Y'all niggas need to be getting to the bag, like, and try to, you know, make something happen. So yeah, that's pretty much how it happened, how that ended. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. So moving past that, at some point you had ended up getting a situation like where as though you had like, I don't want to be accurate, spit inaccurate information, but was it an independent deal?
Yeah.
That you had
back in the day.
Yeah.
That was an independent deal.
Yeah. So speak a little bit about that, how that came about, how that situation, I mean, went, how that changed things for you from the DVD era, because you like one of the first ones from that era to get a deal, if I ain't mistaken.
Back then, from our era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speak about that, like how that situation came about and all that.
OG was at shout out to my big homie OG. He was at traffic court. He met the lawyer boy, Vinny DeFino, and like OG used to always had a van with the promo shit. So he was just passing out CDs. Everybody passed the CDs to the lawyer take it home. And his kids, the lawyer's kids, was like, yo, you know Reed? Like, yeah. And so it made him hype. He probably, you know, sitting on some paper. He looking for an investment. He was like, yo, my kids went crazy. Called OG like, my kids went crazy over this kid's CD. I want to meet him. So we went down and shit, we met him or whatever, and that's how that came about. But it didn't work, you know what I'm saying? Because they had good intentions on like making me a star and shit. Like they took me in like family, so I never shit on that. But I just felt like they did a lot of wrong things. They spent a lot of money in the wrong places. People say, oh, we fucked up that money. First of all, we can talk about it now. I was like fucking 19, 20, I had 30 grand as a cash advance, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, like, how you fucked up millions? How the fuck did I fuck up millions? Like, they would give me the access to those $1 million bank accounts. So, like, we gonna let this nigga have access. He just gonna take out what he want. That's not the case, dog. You know what I'm saying? The money was the backing. You get 30 grand, and they probably had like 200,000 to 300,000 for backing, but you spend money in the wrong places. You a new label. Y'all Italians from South Philly. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know that. These industry wolves, they was like, yeah, radio spins. They was just raping them for the budget. They spend all this wild money trying to do Toast to This. And I told them, I said, Toast to This is more album filler. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know what that is, it's just like a joint on the album. When you listen to a nigga album, you be like, yeah, I fuck with that. Or some people fuck with it, some don't. Little club joint, if you not click and go to the next joint.
If you all about your big man, you got a nice job. Just got the toy about to back up the garage. You just got your check and you're looking like a star. Quick, follow Reed, have a BB at the bar. Hey, we go Toast to that.
And I had crazy shit. Like I had shit with Dory, I had shit with Scott Storage, like I had a lot of street shit, you know what I'm saying? Crazy Joint, Well Alright, everything. Like a lot of joints that we could have pushed that I told them we should have pushed, but they was like, no, you young, you got the look, you know, we want to be universal, we want to think universal. I'm like, y'all bread, y'all want to bank on this shit? And go ahead, they put that shit out, and the hood was like, no, that ain't the Reed that we know. You know what I'm saying? So that shit fell, you dig? And then my contract was set up, was like, each album you're supposed to go up. So when I got to 30, you want me to do a second album, I'm supposed to get to 60, so on and so on. So like that's how that shit was supposed to be like. But I gave y'all an album, y'all didn't put it out. I'm not making no more music. You know what I'm saying? Until you won't give me 60, I'll start another joint. Like I don't give a fuck if you didn't put it out. That's not my problem, because my job as the artist is just to deliver. Not package and promote it and put it out and do all that. That's what the bridge y'all got for. So at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. Everybody had good intentions on making that shit work. Niggas just didn't really have knowledge. It was just a couple people, some lawyers and some good people from South Philly that had some money and wanted to try something, and it didn't fall through because it wasn't playing the right way.
Alright. So after that situation, now I mean, you left that and you went back to doing your own thing. So tell people like what you was doing after you left that situation.
It was Dollaz from there, you know what I'm saying? Like it was Dollaz from there. Like Dollaz is something I always wanted to do, you know what I mean? It ain't no just out the blue shit. It's just like my second CD was Dollaz. Like I put out A.P. and I put out Dollaz. You know what I mean? So it's always been something I wanted to do. So from there I just started building. Like me, I'm a man that take my losses, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I mean? Nigga can't, like, on the battle stage, whatever, you gotta take your losses, you feel me? But you gotta brush yourself off. I always reinvented myself. A nigga can't never say, like, dog, like, every time a nigga see me, I'm in high spirits, I always got something new popping, I'm always working, I'm always going. I don't know what stopped me, you know what I'm saying? Even when I failed, niggas can look back at my fails or rewind them, but look at my success, look at what I do, like look at all the good shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still out here, so I'm working, you already know. We got big shit popping this year too, so.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get to that, but before we get to that, speak on you getting back in the battle scene. Like, before you got in the battle scene, you know, a lot of the New York dudes used to be calling you out, know what I mean, speaking your name, trying to get you to come out, and then at some point you decided to go ahead and jump in there. So speak a little bit about that, why you decided to do that, and speak on the outcome and all that.
For the love of hip-hop, man. It's pretty much the sum of that for me. It's hip-hop, dog. It's hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? Like, fans be wanting that shit. It's no better feeling when you up there and you getting that love though. So it's like a high, it's like a rush sometimes, man, when you need that, like jump out playing, oh shit, I made it. It's like, nigga, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Alright. And the most recent battle that in that arena, you battled the boy Chess. And a lot of people, you got a whole lot of good responses from that. A lot of people was like, yeah, read back, know what I mean, reading on this thing and all that. So tell people, you know what I mean, about that feedback, and will you ever go back in there and get busy again? Like,
I go back, but this time for the right price. Like, you know what I'm saying, they gotta stop disrespecting the legends here. You know what I'm saying, the NHs, the Reeds, the Booms, like the list go on, technology. We need the dime, we need the tens. You know what I'm saying? We need the dimes and all that. You know what I'm saying? Get niggas the 8s and all that. Get niggas what they worth. Like, we legends out this joint. You know what I mean? So until then, you know, I'm cool. I'm straight. We just gonna do this Dollar Day ENT shit. We gonna still do this Touch Money Top Class shit. We just gonna keep doing us. Like, I'm cool. I ain't gonna be out here just jumping on stage. It's just, you know, I did a few for the culture, but now that shit gotta be like for the right price. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So now tell people, you know what I mean, it's 2017, you know what I mean, so tell people what you got going on, what can they expect from you and all that.
Y'all did entertainment, we got a lot of shit dropping, we were dropping crazy, Wise even dropping crazy, Gibbs fucking with us, one of the dopest singers, engineers in the motherfucking city. We just been working crazy, man. I got some shit popping with Herb this year, he got a TV show coming out on BET called Tales this summer. I'll be doing all the writing for like the actors and shit, you know what I'm saying? A little soundtrack and all that. So, you know, we working shit cooking. We just gotta stay at it, you dig? Stay hungry.
And before I let you go, I just want you to speak on one more thing, man. Talk about how, like, a lot of the people that's up now, like a lot of people that's like in position as far as rap and all of that stuff that's popping that people know. Tell them about like how some of them probably reached out to you, how they be giving you a props. Tell people like your interactions with some of the people, the type of love you get from people watching your videos on YouTube. Like, a lot of people say they came up watching your videos and stuff like that. So talk a little bit about, I mean, some of the celebrities and stuff like that that you came across that showed you love.
I mean, it's a good feeling, just a good feeling to know we was working. Like, no man, if we got it in our older life or whatever, just to see it. Like, but Frank said in his interview, was like, a lot of the motherfuckers watched us growing up anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of those dudes is younger than us, and sometimes I be feeling it, because I be still feeling like young Reed and shit, like, but a lot of those dudes was like younger than us, and now they up in position, and like, they doing shit, NBA players and shit, niggas 7'3", you dig? You like, goddamn, young boy, you only what? You like 22, what, nigga? And them niggas was watching us, so it's like, it's a good feeling. Like, shout out to my nigga Reggie Bullock, he come to the city, he called me. Just like real niggas, man. It ain't like niggas throwing a bag and nothing, but it's just the love, the support, you know what I'm saying? Let the nigga, yo, we still here. Like, the legends just saluting the nigga, acknowledging the nigga, so that be love, you already know.
Word. So for people who want to get in contact with you, do some business, do any type of music or whatever, plug all your info, how they can get at you.
Rory Dollaz, Instagram, Twitter. You already know, man. Get at me, man. In general, we in the building, Top Class, Touch Money for Life, nigga, Dollar Day ENT. Bang.